Top five, top five, top five.
This is CineTopical, and he has ghosts in his house, and his name is Nathan, and I'm Strange Wang. This is our 100th video, and today we are doing our top 5 favorite movies together. Number 5, La La Land.
Yeah, so, wow.
That damn ghost again.
When we both realized that we had both seen this movie, it was just like an instant click because, like, this is just pure, like, great filmmaking. So we both, like, fucking love all the visuals from the movie. Like, almost every color in that movie means something. And, like, we spent forever freaking talking about that. And it's just, like, this was the first Damien Chazelle movie that either of us saw. So, like, I think we just geeked out for a really long time about how this director, who we had never heard of before, just, like, drops this movie that is, like, should have been the Best Picture winner. And just, like, all these little detail, like, he's so detailed, like, already so early in his directing career. So we geeked out over all that stuff. And, like, I think when we first started, like, when we both first started talking about movies together a lot, a movie that we both really, really loved that we talked about a lot was 500 Days of Summer. And this mirrors kind of that, like, same sense of, like, your unconventional love story where the main couple who they really get you invested in, like, ends up not working out together. But then La La Land just throws it all in your face and is like, here's 15 minutes of what would have happened if they did actually end up together. And, like, I think that scene, like, the way it's filmed, like, how fantastical it is, and, like, they shoot it like an old school movie, like, within the movie. And all that kind of stuff. Like, we both super geeked out over the nod to, like, old school Hollywood. And, like, whether he would admit it or not, both, like, definitely felt the gut punch of, like, this is what I wanted to happen, and it didn't.
Yeah.
So.
One quick thing. I saw this movie in theaters, and, like, there was a huge gap between when I saw it and he saw it.
That's true.
On DVD or Blu-ray or whatever he watched it on.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, talking about it out of the blue was great.
Yeah.
And hit us with the number 4.
So our number 4 is going to be another piece of cinema history, which is The Princess Bride.
Yes. So I've never seen this movie before until, like, 2-3 years ago. And then he was like, he quoted it all the fucking time. And I was like, what's that from? Princess Bride. What's that from? The Princess Bride. What's that from? Dumb and Dumber. What's that from? Princess Bride. What's that from? A Princess Bride. What's that from? A Princess Bride. So I finally bought it and watched it. And it was the greatest thing ever. Yeah. I watched it, like, 3 times in a row, and I was like, he said this, and I know this quote, and then, like, all these things. I knew the whole movie before I watched the movie.
Yeah, but it, like, didn't ruin the movie for me.
No, it did not.
Yeah.
So, like, now, I would throw in a quote here, and he'd be like, oh my god, that's that movie. He's like, so, like, talking about that for hours afterwards, after he knew I saw it, was great. He gave us something to talk about, and now we just quote it back and forth, like, all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And it's one of those movies, like, I'll say a quote, and I don't care if anyone in the room gets it, I know he will. And vice versa.
It's true. Plus, you're a big wrestling fan, and it has Andre the Giant in it.
Yeah. He could kill you now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's great.
Such a great movie, too. Like, you would never find a movie with that tone ever.
No, it's, like, impossible to mimic it. It just wouldn't work.
It's inconceivable. Number 3 is going to be Fight Club. And, like, every other time anyone said it, we know supposed to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Outplay that joke.
Well, you know what? We're consistently rebels anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is probably, like... This movie hit us in the same way in that... I'm pretty sure I saw it, like, a good bit before you. And, like, when I saw it for the first time, I was in my early 20s and, like, didn't really know what I was doing in life, but knew that I did not like this whole, like, the way you were supposed to be, like, you know, white picket fence, American dream kind of bullshit. So, like, I watched that movie, but, like, I didn't know anyone, like, within my circle that felt the same way. Like, everyone is just chasing, like, you know, they're, like, and not that there's anything wrong with any of this stuff. There really isn't, but there's, like, chasing, like, the perfect college education to get the perfect job, to get the perfect house, to get the perfect wife with your, you know, son first and daughter second. You know, it's just, like, all this stuff's great, but, like, the value that people put in that as far as like their identity goes drives me fucking crazy. So like I watched this movie and like to have something that relate like that felt the same way that I did, even if he was technically a terrorist.
Yeah.
And then you watched it and like got like the exact same thing out of it, and like I mean we still talk about Fight Club and like how important that movie was to both of us.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of like getting us into film in general, like showing like film isn't just like Transformers and like raunchy comedies and stuff. Like it can have deeper meanings, and it gave us something to like relate to each other with, but also something to like really relate to film in general with.
And when you work with someone 4 days of a week and you find yourself talking about constantly, this was one that stuck around forever. We still talk about it till the day. So our number 2 is what?
Number 2 is going to be...
I got this one. Django.
I was going to go with the Django.
The D silent.
Yeah.
As you can see right there, that's why we love it. Quote away, dog.
Two guns. I'm not going to finish that one.
Finish that one either.
Yeah.
Hey there, little troublemaker.
What's that little Peckerwood boy down the street name?
Jimmy?
That's right. Treat him like you would treat Jimmy.
Yes, Big Daddy.
We fucking love that movie. Like, I mean, we're both like huge Tarantino geeks anyways. And Django, I think, to not talk about something that we might talk about in a second, out of all of Tarantino's movies, is the one that I think we both, like, I really, really like Kill Bill, and it has a lot of action to it. He's not that crazy about Kill Bill. I think you probably like Reservoir Dogs a little bit more than I liked it.
Yeah.
But
vice versa with Jackie Brown, too.
Right. But we, like, both fucking loved Django. Like, we fell in love with the characters, like, the colors, the dialogue, the
pacing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, literally,
everything.
It is like...
And true story, after he came back on vacation, I told him, I misses him.
I misses you like I miss a rock in my shoe.
I miss you like a hog misses slop. I miss you like a baby misses mammy's titty.
Yeah. You said pretty much all of that backwards, but
I did.
That's really okay. But
at least we know.
Like, we both just had so much fun with that movie, from like the soundtrack to like watching Django and Dr. Schultz's characters like grow closer together, to like the ending shootouts and like all that kind of stuff. Like, it was just pretty much everything that we both love about movies, in that like it's creative filmmaking, it's very outside of the box, mixed with like a really fun story with good dialogue, and I mean, it's just like, it's just a fucking good movie.
Yeah.
Like,
and like out of all the movies on this list, it represents our friendship the most, because he teaches me how to write and how to speak English.
That's true.
And our number 1 is,
oh my
drum roll please, Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, so we went back to back Tarantino in the top.
Got to.
Yep. I talked about Django. Yeah.
Okay, so we worked together for a very long time, worked together 4 or 5 days a week. We go talk about stuff and find stuff out about each other. And this was one of them. I came in one day and customers were bitching. I said, my name's Paul and this shit's between y'all. And across the restaurant, his eyes lit up. And we started talking about Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
We love everything about this movie. We talked about this movie for hours upon hours upon hours. And through this channel, you'll see it a ton. Like the other 5 movies on the list, we're going to talk about this movie a lot. So if you like Tarantino, stick around, subscribe. That's a plug. Do it, please.
It's true. Yeah, I think that I'm not entirely sure where it comes from. I guess it's just because like everyone in that movie is just like has a very rebellious personality.
Yeah.
So like we ended up kind of pulling some of the same things that we pulled from Fight Club out of it. I guess mostly from Jules and like him like, you know, ditching his hitman lifestyle because of his quote unquote miracle. Again,
that kind of mirrors our friendship. Jules invents it. I come in with all these pop culture quotes, and you're just kind of the straight man. I'm a little funny. And yes, I do heroin.
No, he doesn't.
Good, because mom watches.
He's probably afraid of needles.
No.
I don't believe that. You
don't have to.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, like, I mean, we've spent hours debating everything that everyone debates about Pulp Fiction. You know, what's in the briefcase? Like, you know, like, was it a miracle? What's up with the bullet shots being in the wall already before the gun gets fired? Like, arguing over who could remember what the room number that they were at.
Yes.
Like, you know, like, I just don't. I feel like there's not a part in that. We've had arguments over like whether or not massaging a dude's feet is gay.
Yeah,
like,
is Brad his real name?
Yeah, because he calls him Brett. Like,
why did Marvin get shot in the head?
Well, that was just people being unsafe with guns.
He probably went over a bump or something.
Hey, the car ain't hit no motherfucking bump.
Man, good times.
Yeah. We can talk about this. This will turn to a podcast if we continue to talk about the God sent Pulp Fiction.
It's true.
But we're not. Even though I really want to now.
We'll get there.
But
we're only going to get there if people subscribe to the fucking channel.
And I would just like to say, I want to have this on film. Unlike Palooka, you are my friend. And you can be our friend too if you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, and hang out with us through future videos and past videos. And if you watch the Aquaman trailer, like it. Please.
I only hear my radio.
Turn the radio up, and we can have a good time. Got me feeling like JJ on Good Times. Back when Thelma had that ass, hope the fam good. My sister said she liked my raps cause it sound good. Told me not to cut corners, used to cut quarters. Sitting in the room on the phone cooking.